It's Kringle time. Sit back and relax as we dive into a world of laughter and learning with the Kringle brothers. Reminding us that we are better together.
Hey!
Hey,
I'm just
everybody.
taking it away and going.
Welcome to Kringle Time with the Kringle brothers.
Hello, chicken.
Banana.
Chicken.
Banana.
Chicken.
All right.
that's
I don't know where that came from, but hello, AJ. Glad you're here. And Doug and Parker, good to see you. And Santa Chris.
Oh, yes. We have a good crew, and I'm so glad everybody's here.
Oh, and Bruce. Santa Bruce is here. Hi. Gary's here.
David
Wow.
Renaud's
David's here.
Gary Linder is here. Linder, Bill Coates. My gosh, we have so many wonderful people that join us every Wednesday. Thank you all. You know,
so how's your week going, Michael?
You know what? I'm still recovering from Gatlinburg.
Are you really?
I am. Having to get back into the work swing of things, and working for the Department of Veteran Affairs and the federal government at this point in time is kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You did jump off of one treadmill to jump on another one.
Exactly, but this one goes a little bit faster than what we were in Gatlinburg, my friend. How about you? How's your week going?
You know what? It's gone pretty good. It just seems one of those trying weeks. Unfortunately, we had a passing in my family on my mom's side. My uncle, not uncle, one of my cousins. He was like the oldest cousin. On my mom's side, they were all boys. Mm-hmm. Right. And except for my one sister, she was the only one. And literally we go to family events and they would call her princess, and she'd entertain everybody, you know what I mean? But I've got great stories about, the cousins and the brother. I'm the baby of the group. So I'm the youngest. And so they were all doing stuff that I wanted to do, but of course, you're too young. You can't do this with us, and all of that typical stuff. So I'm always trying to be involved with them, and they're starting to drive cars, and I want to run with them. It's like no, so you're ended up at the family events all by yourself, kind of thing.
Sitting in the corner, just eating a pie.
Oh, my aunt could make pie.
Oh my goodness,
Aunt Myrna was the best cook.
I will say, we put out that call for Buckeyes when we were going down to Gatlinburg.
Oh, yes.
We got some. Next time, we think we're going to ask for red velvet cake.
those red velvet cake pops, where they dip it in the chocolate and those.
Yeah, good. Ted, how come you guys aren't on YouTube? Did you not pay your YouTube bill? We should be streaming to YouTube. Maybe.
Should be. It says it shows that it's broadcasting on YouTube right now.
It does show it's broadcasting on YouTube. So Ted, you may be having computer operation error.
It may because Ted's traveling, he's on the road. Maybe
that could be it too. That could be. But we have Everett on with us. Robert McNamara's with us. Stephen Cafone. So Michael, we were talking before we actually came in. What is your fascination with microwaves?
Oh, well, you're kind of like jumping my courses, like, because my question for you is what commercials have you seen this week? Tell me some of the commercials.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I haven't really watched
TV. We're talking TV commercials, right?
Yeah,
Did you see any commercials?
I haven't really paid attention because it seems my days are just going back and forth because my family's going through some health issues as well. But
tell me commercials that you remember that you've seen.
Well, some of the ones I remember, of course, are like various car commercials.
Car,
F-150s, Buicks, Tesla, all those other fun things this way too. Okay. Fast food. I can't tell you how many times I see McDonald's commercials, Burger King, that you do it your way.
Yeah,
Wendy's, all those fun ones too.
So did you see? Do you remember seeing any, furniture commercials?
Oh yeah, of course.
So what do you remember furniture wise? What did you see furniture?
From Uncle. Well, I watched a Gardner White commercial that they were selling Ashley convertible furniture, which I thought was really interesting.
All right,
but it's not like it used to be when I was growing up, where there were like 5 or 6 different furniture places, and each one of them would have like all these computers going.
Right. In other words, come on, we've got this no interest sale. Come on down,
It's like, it's the Easter sale. It's time to come on down and get your new furniture so your relatives have a new place to sit.
I remember the Monster Car ones when I was a kid. Sunday.
Sunday.
You
I
know,
would
but
love to have that guy's
so,
voice that did
so
all that.
here's the thought. I was talking to my son-in-law, and all of a sudden it was like, when's the last time you've seen a microwave commercial on TV?
See, and when you brought that up to me, I was like, you know what? I can't even recall.
Does
And
anybody, Mike Connor, you know, you, Charlie, Travis, Jeff,
why-
Bruce, Ted, when's the last time you saw a microwave commercial?
why you got to ask all the people that you think are old?
Sue, right? We go Sue, right? All right, Bob McMasters, have you seen a microwave commercial?
I mean, the only
But
thing
yeah,
I've seen,
microwaves, think of this. But microwaves are one of those things I would say is almost like in every house. And when you go to work, right? And you go into the break room, you expect a microwave there for, to warm your stuff up.
well, the microwave has just become part of our culture that we basically become unconscious about the whole thing.
Well, but
You-
they've come out with new features. There's new things on a microwave. So where's the microwave commercials?
Parker said he saw a microwave ad recently for Kenmore.
Not an ad, commercials
No.
on television.
Bruce Nord says a long time ago. Mike Connor says, I can't remember. Parker Odell had the best comment, though. Same with the wrestling commercials. Friday night at the main event, Michael Howell versus Herbie, only on TNL.
Well, I mean, it was like I did research. The last commercial I found was in 1978. You remember the microwave where they had the turkey, right? And you'd put the turkey in, you can defrost your turkey and cook it all in the same unit. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that turkey had to be so tough.
I thought you're going to relate it to the amount of radiation coming out of there would equate to like the Chernobyl meltdown or something, but
it was in the 70s. My mind was like dumbfounded. I haven't seen microwave commercials.
You're looking almost what, 45, 46 years ago was the last commercial on television for a microwave.
The last one I can remember.
Wow.
So all of that, right? So it's one of those, I think, Kenmore, all you guys need to come out with a new microwave commercial on the television. The wonders and the sleekness and the speed and the care that your microwave can produce and make life easier for all the people that would like to buy one.
I think you should actually film one as Santa and send it to Kenmore and see if they would actually go and get you.
I've got a really good idea for a commercial for a roofing company. I should tell it to you. Everyone can hear my idea, and I would love to see a Santa do it. Of course, I'd love it to be me, but I think how great would be to pitch to a roofing company, Santa standing there in the yard, the roofing company's working on the roof, and Santa says, I've messed up a few roofs in my day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, you see Santa on top of a roof with the hole in the roof and Santa's inside of it going, these chimneys are getting smaller and smaller every year. Maybe it's time for a new roof.
No, I was just going, I've messed up a few roofs in my day, but A&R Roofing, they'll fix it right away. You know what I mean? So I love that concept, that idea. I just think it's a great idea. I haven't been able to sell it yet to anybody
Well,
I'll keep trying. Maybe one of these days I can go, I finally got the commercial I wanted.
Well, to give you some idea, see, the only commercial I could do wouldn't be for microwave. It would probably be from my my little oven that had the light bulb that cooked everything.
Oh, Easy Bake Oven.
Easy Bake Ovens.
I love Easy Bake Oven. The brownies. You could make the best brownies on it. Did you see what Mike Connor said?
Oh, yeah. Mike Connor basically.
Experience included aluminum foil. His first microwave experience. Aluminum and fireworks.
Well, even Thomas Sharon put down, Kenmore is Sears, and they are on their way out. Parker Odell says, I'm surprised Ed Taylor doesn't do a microwave commercial. Jenny Kringle is like, when the North Pole's cold and the cocoa slow, Santa's got a trick that you ought to know. Pop it in, press go, and ho, 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 it's the Santa microwave. Let's heat up
We
the
could
snow.
get Charlie in his sub commercial to add the microwave sponsor for the sub commercial that he does.
There you go. All right, we got about my sister-in-law, Angela's husband, is a salesman for Tarrant Roofing here in North Texas. Well, see, we already got connections. Bob,
There,
sell it to him.
excellent. Go, Bob. Sell it for me. I'll come down and visit, and we'll do a show together. And I just I'll come down and do the commercial, right? Just for the flight.
Just for the flight.
And,
well, you know what?
And dinner. You've got to buy dinner too, Bob. You know.
Well,
but
you know
all
what?
right, all of that was my preface into what I want to talk about tonight.
And I was just going to ask you, so what brought this all up?
Well, some of the prompt is I was just thinking about one sheets and how important it is for us to communicate with our clients who we are. I can't tell you how many times I've been out in public and going, Santa goes to school. Oh yeah, I'm working on, lifelong learning. I'm always improving my skills and things that I'm doing to create magical moments for you and the children, right? So I'm always selling the idea of continuing education, and it's like, and so they have no idea what you can do. So what you create is a one sheet, which is based on what you do, what you have to offer to communicate. It's like a performer's resume, or a cover sheet would be a better way to say it, because the cover sheet to the resume, you know what I mean? But I thought it would be great for us to go, hey, just to remind people like microwaves, we need to let people know what the services and the things that we provide, and not wait 35 years.
Yeah. No, it's a very good idea. I mean, I think so. What exactly is a one sheet? What would be your definition of a one sheet?
Well, one sheet, basically, it's an effective communication tool, right? In other words, and I have it two ways that I give it out. In other words, here's my one sheet, right? It's I got a front and a back.
Well, why don't you bring it up down there so they can actually see it better?
All right. Well, give me a second. Let me finish this. It's an information where it's a visually appealing, right? It's engaging in a manner that you want to create, just like a resume or a cover sheet. You want to bring them in. You want to highlight different components of what you are and who you are, and leaving an impression in them going, oh my, I want to know more. So this is not to answer everything detailed wise. So let me bring up my front on it. So here's my front sheet. This is mine. Doesn't mean it's the best in the world or the best example. It's just, I just wanted to show you. So here's what I created. Christmas setting. I've got me with the Coke. Here's, professional Santa is available for, right? I listed different things that are in there. I've got a couple of my favorite pictures from the studio, and then the contact information. That's just in the menu. So it's short, it's sweet. I've tried to make this color theme with it. You see, I've got the gold and the white and the grays, a little bit of green and highlight. So that's my front. And then here's the back side of it. Now here's a small narrative explaining a little bit more of who I am. Some more pictures that's here, and then appearances that I've done. Are these all my appearances? No. These are a few that I'm hoping that when they read them, they get a glimpse of what tie into the front, but get a glimpse of where I'm at, where I literally can document where I've done here, and even graphical. So I've got, here's a picture of Lance Bass, when I did the Coca-Cola and Cameo, and I'm hoping that they see that, ask about it, or we talk about it, because I've got a fun story to go along with that. Here's one of the commercials that I made. Here's myself with St. Nicholas, a little bit different, and another sheet. And then here's the action in it. Book now. So we're not talking major wording, major type of thing. So you want to make sure that it's clear and concise. I'll go back to the front one. Okay, so that your one sheet is straight, it's right to the point. It's avoiding any unnecessary jargon, or lengthy descriptions. That's not the point. You want to say it, get out, clear point. I'm available for. I don't try to sugarcoat this. Here's things that I can do for you. It's just there.
Michael, before you go further, there's just a comment on here that I just want to point out. Did you get permission from Coke? Bruce Templeton indicated that he had a hard time with them for his third book.
Oh, I got permission from Coke. They sent me pictures that I could use.
But you actually did a gig for Coca-Cola.
I did a gig for Coca-Cola. Yeah, I did their live stream event during COVID, on COVID and Cameo. So this came from the Coke and Cameo. And then, so all I'm saying, here's appearances, and this is what I did. But Coke sent me, I asked for pictures and stuff of the event, and Coke sent me stuff that they said I could have and use. So it's not to promote Coke. It's just, yep, I did it.
Oh no, I mean, in all honesty, from my understanding of the one sheet, is that you are right. It's very vibrant. It's very straightforward. Jenny Kringle even indicated that it's very easy to read.
Yep, that's nice, one of the things too.
Now, one thing I do enjoy or like about your one sheet, as Mike Britt said, since it's front and back, is it truly a one sheet or is it two sheet? But because it's on one piece of paper,
one piece of paper, they call it a one sheet.
So there you go, Santa Duffy. It's just one piece of paper.
Here's the side. You know what this is right here?
What's that?
Right, you have a straight line. You ever play those games like where you draw something and you just draw a line of the page? What's that? It's the side view of my one sheet.
There you go. Now Kelly Mitchell said it. Now this is something good, and Kelly actually made me think about this, Michael.
All right.
What is the recommended size for your one sheet? I mean, would you put something similar to this like on a postcard?
You could. In other words, what happens is this is a little bit more information of a postcard. I mean, if I was sending out postcards to clients or looking for work, I would make the postcard similar to this, but I wouldn't be able to give this much information out. I'd have to condense and boil this down even more, and I would make the postcard this. One of the components of who's your target audience. And so the postcard, I would pinpoint, is this going out for clients like home visits, people that I know? Is this going out for businesses, corporate? I would tailor the postcard to them more specific. I mean, does that make sense?
That makes sense. I mean, if you're going to send out any type of mailings, you want to make sure that they're specific to the client that you're trying to.
Well, the other thing is I'm spending money on that, so I want the biggest bang for my buck. If I'm going to spend $100 on mailing and all of that together and all the effort for printing and that, I want to make sure that it's clean and it's communicating that message, so that way I can retain some of that back, and get the business that I want.
Well, listening to you as you're basically flipping over your one sheet now that's just not regular paper that you have printed on. Is that a little thicker paper, or is that what type of paper is that?
Yeah, I printed this on a card stock. I mean, one of the things but I also have this in a PDF version, so I could send it digitally to somebody if they wanted to know it, or I could use some mailings of that component. But what I like to do is I like to take my one sheet here. Let me remove this. I like to take my one sheet and go to your area, and you have business working fairs, right? We have we call Michigan Works, right? And so they're interviewing people for jobs, and all of these companies are in this room together, and there could be 20 to 30 different companies all interviewing people and doing that type of stuff. Well, I'm not coming to interview for their jobs, but I'll dress up in my summer Santa. I'll take my one sheets and I'll get in line for an interview and go, well, I'm not looking for work, working as an engineer, but I want you to know I'm available to help you. And I give them my one sheet, and I literally do a little bit of tag to the business going, Santa loves to come to corporate parties, and I love to come to businesses and help create magical moments for your employees. Right. And so literally I give these out in job fairs.
Now, the next question I have, though, is because you are printed on cardstock. What was it? Let me look here really quick. Kelly Mitchell asked, do you laminate it at all?
No, I made this on Canva, and then I printed it on a glossy cardstock. So it's not laminated. I'm giving this to them as it's a giveaway, as a marketing type of thing. And so, but it is a glossy finish on it.
So
I just like the glossy finish, and I love the feel of it. It feels richer and thicker, and it feels like it's valuable.
So no, okay.
It's me, it's mine. It's valuable.
Now, Mike Connor brought this up too. Is do you have a link for this electronically, like behind a QR code?
You know,
just show them or QR code on your phone.
I do have a QR code to like my website, but it's not on my one sheet. I like that idea. That would be a good add-on, Michael.
I think what Michael was actually asking is, do you have your one sheet linked to a QR code that they can actually scan the QR code and bring your one sheet up?
No, not specific. No, I don't have that, but I like that idea. I have my QR code goes to like on my phone, or I have little tokens that I give out with a QR code that goes to my website into all that information, you know.
See, so now looking at this, I mean, I think, Mike, in all honesty, if you put a QR code on there, it should go to your website. This way they can actually scan it to go to your website. But one of the things that I see what happens with people is they get all these QR codes and it just goes into your file somewhere. And then you basically never remember that you have it. By physically handing somebody or sending somebody electronically the entire document, they know where they put it. They now have it handy because, again, what are the benefits of actually utilizing a one sheet?
Oh, the having this, it's like anything else. In other words, I'm giving my client an opportunity to see what I've done and what I can offer to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a quick visual marketing tool. So that way I'm wanting to start conversation. You know, so just like on my Kringle tracker that I have on my website, where they can fill out a lead that they want to do it, and it sends it off to my Kringle tracker, back to keep track of that. It's a starting thing that I can start that communication, and then I call them and I talk to them, and then that way I can tailor what they want, and it gives that conversation piece. That's why it's clear, precise. It's not detailed. I'm not doing that. But like on the back of my let me read my narrative, maybe, and this will get it. So here's my narrative that I have. Santa Michael is a real bearded, singing, storytelling Santa who has worked with children for over 30 years. He's a retired middle school teacher from the Reed City Area Public Schools. His background in education helps him know and understand the importance of dreams in every child's life. Santa Michael shows reinforcement character and value education and encounter positive behaviors in children in every show that he does. As Santa, he's brought smiles and laughter to children and adults of all ages. His smile, his twinkle in his eye, his full belly laughter brings the mystique of Santa Claus alive in every visit and event that he attends. So I'm not giving out tons of information there in my narrative. I'm saying I'm doing two things. I'm a retired educator, so I'm giving value to all of the things that I do. And then I'm giving a nice narrative saying I bring this laughter and joy to everything that I bring.
No, it's wonderfully done. And I also like Trisha Viznicki's comment that really what a one sheet is an elevator speech on paper. It's an elevator pitch that you can actually go. And for those that don't know what an elevator pitch is, it's basically you're selling yourself within 15 to 30 seconds.
Yep.
And you're just going at that point there.
And so I always keep this, at least a couple of these with me, because I never know who I'm going to visit or what I'm seeking. So little magic trips when I'm out in the public, like my naughty nice cards, right? Mm-hmm. That I have that I made, and I'm always giving those away. Well, I have two versions. One version I do for children, which is naughty and nice, and then they laugh and, oh, I'm on the nice list, right? But I have another version that I do with the adults, and that card has my website and stuff on it. So that way I'm making them laugh. They can say, oh, this is the Mitten State Santa. And so then, and I'm hoping, like anything else, I do it, I enjoy it, they do it. Or if I make a video for them, I always say this at the end of the video when I make for people, when you've ever been on our technology stuff, I always make this comment going, you do me a favor, here's my business card. And on my business card, I've got hashtags, right? I go, will you hashtag me if you're going to post this? I'd love to see it too. Right. And then I leave it. I don't demand it or anything, but I leave it. So it's all of that linking back to my information.
And I also agree with Bill Stockton here. Is yes, I believe that putting a QR code in your one sheet is very important, because it basically allows a person to scan to go to your website where you can have additional information. Now, before we end up going into our first break, Michael, you mentioned that you formatted your one sheet by utilizing Canva. What are some of the format design options that you feel should go into your one sheet?
Well, like anything else, you want consistency in it. In other words, the color scheme that I have, it's consistent through the whole layout, right? And then the font, and bring it back up real quick, right? The font is readable. I'm not trying to dazzle you with a non-readable font. The only really highlight font is Santa Michael here at the top, but because it's larger, it's still readable. But then once I get to the content, I want it very clean and precise and quick, so you can look at it. Here's contact, here's appearances. You know what I mean? So I'm keeping this all very clean into it, but I'm consistent in my coloring scheme, and as it goes, the red, the green, the gold, the red, the green, the gold. So I'm staying consistent with every bullet point, and the layout with it, and the coloring.
I mean, like I said, I love the pictures on there. It really shows your versatility in various gigs, such as your commercial you did with the real estate agent when you're doing your car karaoke, your Coca-Cola venture, and many things as well too. But again, you mentioned Canva. Now, are there already pre-existing templates that one can use, or is this something that you just have to create off for yourself?
No, there's like this mine here. I started like anything else. It's a starting place. There's nothing. So this was a business flyer template in Canva with this Christmas look, and I liked it. So then there was a lot of stuff in the flyer that I deleted because it didn't match what I wanted with the one sheet. And so, but then I used the template to get started, and then deleted and kept things and added things. So there's a lot of stuff in Canva that you can get inspiration from, and then use it to what you want. I'm not saying that this is the best one sheet in the whole world. Not at all. You know what I mean? In fact, it's like a living document. You know, I'm going to update this. In fact, when I was getting ready for the show tonight, I looked at my narrative and I went, oh, I should copy that and run that in AI and see how it would update it. And using update. So, I mean, that's literally something that I'll probably do this week, just to see what it would update. And I'll ask it to condense it some, you know, and then I like the QR code thing. I'm gonna put that in the corner and update that too, you know. So it's a living document. It's always changing as I get new things and opportunities to be Santa, you know, and they're great. Like, I can tell you one thing. I got one on my bucket list. I think I mentioned it last week. I get to throw in the first pitch. I'm singing the Star Spangled Banner, right? And I get doing a couple of different things with their mascot for the minor league, one of the minor league teams in Michigan, in Traverse City, the Pit Spitters. So and that's been on my bucket list of things that I've tried to get in Christmas in July there, and I got it this year. So guess what? Once I get some pictures and I get that'll definitely come on here, because for me, that was a bucket list item, showing the diversity of things that I can bring in to the table and help you with, you know. So it'll be updated again.
Well, just some other comments. Mike Britt basically said it's easy to read except for the back part, but the small font, like right by your bio and stuff, it's a little harder to read with all the colors, but it's a neat idea. Sue Radloff, I have a one sheet, but I folded in half, so now it's 4 pages. I'm going to rethink that now and not put quite as much information on it. And then Sal also mentioned as well too is start with Canva and finish it in Adobe Acrobat.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm not that good with Acrobat. I'm trying to get more, but yeah, it's what you're proficient in, what you are comfortable in. Use it, maximize it.
All right. Well, Michael, before we move in any further, why don't we go ahead and run the
Dad joke.
dad joke and maybe one of our contributor videos. What do you think?
All right, here we go.
What is a chicken's least favorite day of the week? Friday.
I just
Thanks,
like the
Santa
little wink.
Steven. I thought
Santa
that joke was
Steven.
really... Go ahead, sorry.
No, I just said thank you, Santa Steven. I just like the little wink at the end.
I just was with the egg prices. That's even more funny to me now. Egg prices are so high, right?
What what'd you think about that? What'd you have for breakfast today?
I had an egg.
No. What did you have chicken for dinner?
What did no,
Did you have chicken
I ate
for dinner?
breakfast. I had 2 eggs for breakfast, and then this was one of those nights going. I had breakfast again for dinner. I made a little sausage patty and had eggs and sausage patties for dinner.
Well, I was reading a comic strip, and the gentleman in the comic strip says, like, we had eggs this morning for breakfast, didn't we? And his wife says, yes. And then we had chicken for dinner, didn't we? She said, yes. Well, it just occurred to me. Why is it that that's the only animal we eat before it's born, then we eat after it's dead?
Oh,
Yes, I know. It's bad.
I love bird. I love bird, though. Bird is one of my favorite meats.
Oh, well, David Renault has a really good question. I understand with 30 years experience picking and choosing content to go on your one sheet, but how does a 3-year Santa develop content in photos?
That's a good question. So 3 years, there's just one is, here's one way. If there's a lot of conferences and stuff, like you go to schools, like we have at the Jingle Joy retreat that's coming with Tim Conahan's teaching, which we'll do a shameless plug, right? In the end of May, we literally have a photographer coming. And so if you need portraits or pictures, you can get professionally done pictures. So then those pictures you can go down your one sheet. And then home visits, that when you do a home visit, here's a good way to get pictures. Send them afterwards so they can do a review of you, things that they like, things that you should improve on. And then you can literally, I got this from Santa Roger, and you can ask them, are there any pictures that you can share with me that I can use? And you just ask for them. And Roger says, he gets tons of pictures back. And so I'm just starting that process. I mean, that's one way to get some of the pictures, that you can use, or you can take them. But as you can get them, you just build them up. But getting pictures, like I love Steffi Jordan's work, and her photography work. And so we've gotten some pictures with her. So do you have any other suggestions, Michael, on grabbing pictures at the beginning?
David, in regards to your comment, as Michael pointed out, with a one sheet, it's basically a living document, and you're constantly going to be updating it. Pretty much as a one sheet is basically your Christmas performer resume. If you've done photo opportunities, if you've done home visits, these are the different elements that you can put onto your one sheet. And if you work with a variety of different photographers, each one has a different style. You have your common family portrait type style photographer, or you have one who basically edits into a more oil painting persona. And these are the different elements that you could put in. But with 3 years, with 1 year, the whole point of a one sheet is just simply to basically introduce yourself as a professional Santa and not just a hobbyist. This is something that you're putting your time and energy in. And by producing a one sheet, it shows your professionalism, your reliability. And these are the elements that we're trying to get you to understand. Parker, is ChatGPT a good way to make a one sheet? I made my logo with it, and I'm not sure.
I've never tried to make it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it would do a good job. I could still see a lot of editing in it.
I think
The
with
narrative. I'm going to take my narrative and run just the narrative in it, and let it rework what I've written and see if I like that better.
Parker, like Michael just pointed out, if you're going to put your bio on there, or if you're going to put in any other information like that, type it into ChatGPT with whatever parameters you feel necessary, and then this way you'll be able to see what it actually gives you, and then you could go ahead and make the changes.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and run? Why don't I go ahead and run a couple more of our sponsors?
Right.
Not
Why don't you go and do
sponsors.
that? Why don't you go and do that, and then I'm going to talk about another element
All
a
right.
little bit.
Are you going crazy managing clients, contracts, and invoices? Kringle Tracker is here to help you. Stay organized with ease. Keep your sanity in check with Kringle Tracker's intuitive tools to effectively manage your schedule and clients. Our seamless, customizable contract system allows you to tailor your contracts to you and your clients' needs. Prepare for tax time like a pro by tracking your income and expenses and generate reports to make it a breeze. Transform your Claws business by signing up for a free 20-day trial. Kringle Tracker was created by a Claws for the Claws community so you can focus on making magical memories for your clients. Head over to kringletracker.com and sign up for your free trial today.
Hey, welcome back.
We're back, and we're not.
All right.
Okay.
So the one sheet is not a catch-all. It's not like the answer. It's not a black and white world, right? It's not. There's more than one way to skin the banana.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a cat, which is going to be an elf
No,
reference, which
dude,
goes back to
don't
your
say
microwave.
cat. I didn't say cat because there's going to be someone that's going to yell at you for saying skin a cat. Don't.
Well,
Oh,
look,
my
I'm
God,
looking
I can't
from
believe you said
I'm looking at Gordon Melmack, also known as Elf, alien life form. That's all he wanted to do was eat the cats.
Yeah, that's
But
true. So
no.
I just all of that. There's more than one way. And Michael, why don't you introduce? Let's see here. Ring the bell here. The EPK.
The EPK. Perfect.
A little louder now.
EPK.
A little louder. All right.
EP. Anyway.
All right.
Just
Share
to
about
answer-
EPKs.
Just to answer a few more questions here. Yes, Santa Mike Connor, it is a new backdrop. I'm actually in the process of changing a few things out. So I hope you all like the tree farm going down there too. Kane Smith said, do you list your Santa education schools on a one sheet?
I don't list mine, but on the EPK. That was a segue to you.
I know. I'm just listening to you go, brother. But to go a little bit further here is, as a quick analogy, a one sheet is more or less a little bit more detailed business card. But what I want to talk about is what we call an electronic press kit, or EPK. And what an EPK is it a digital portfolio that provides comprehensive information about you as a performer. The EPK is designed for event planners, media outlet, talent buyers, booking agents, and sponsors. It is a professional marketing package that goes beyond the one sheet and offers an in-depth insight into your brand, experience, media presence, and capabilities. And that's the thing. Now, so what we're trying to say here is simply this. Everybody should have a business card, whether it's a digital business card with like the dot, or Santa Mike Britt talked about another app within the comments here. And it's great to actually have it where you can have the QR code so they can get your contact information.
I like that.
But when you want to go, and the purpose is when you compare a one sheet to an EPK, a one sheet is simply this. It's one piece of paper. It's front and back that provides as much information as you can by still keeping it clean and concise.
And compelling, I want to know who you are.
Right. But with an EPK, now this is more of a folder that contains various information, such as, let me pull up my fun notes here. It provides a professional biography, both a short version and an extended version, various headshots and action shots. This will give you the opportunity to basically show those wonderful suits and different wardrobes from a Mrs. Claus, from a Santa, or even from an elf. You would be able to contain performance video reels and promo clips. So this is an opportunity to be able to play with your video and actually recite, maybe it was the night before Christmas, all dressed up, and record yourself. You would also want to, of course, include a one sheet in this, but your resume and performance history. And this will be something that you can actually bring up as well, going back to that question from Kane Smith. Not only will you basically list all your performances, but you can also show potential clients that you are serious about this, that you have the ongoing education, that you have attended Charles W. Howard the years you attended. You've gone to School for Santas. You've gone to Tim Conahan's Red Suit Conclave, Jingle Joy, Family Reunion, ISC.
We're better together.
Family Gathering. What was that?
We're better together with the Kringle Brothers series. Yeah,
Exactly.
Right,
No, that's a nice plug right there. But you
Sorry.
also want to include all your social media and website links, whether it be through a QR code or whether it's just spelled out for you. You also want to maybe include any press mentions or testimonials. Don't be afraid to solicit from your clients testimonials. Santa Michael was a wonderful Santa. He engaged the children so much that they were gobsmacked. And then when he jinxed,
you've got to wait. You've got to gobsmacked.
Oh, I was watching Willy Wonka earlier today, and yes.
Oh, the gobstoppers.
Yes, so I just go gobsmacked.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard you say gobsmacked before. Okay,
well,
sorry.
you know, because I'm trying to shed this thing that only know 2 syllable words.
Gobsmacked.
But again, I know what Santa Michael and a few other wonderful Santas here. Many of you have actually been interviewed for print, whether it be in a magazine, online, or you have the fortunate opportunity to be interviewed on radio and television.
No, Sue, let me read this for you. Real quick, answer this question for me. Sue said, is an EPK like a website with different folders or different pages?
Well, what you can do is you can actually create a page within your website that somebody can click on that would have all this information going. So you could have one page is dedicated to your biography. Hello, I'm Santa Michael, also known as the Motor City Santa. I'm a real bearded Santa who specializes in performance-based. I'm trying to talk about the difference about an EPK or PK in a folder. Is one better than the other? If so, why? Or I love my wife. She is so wonderful keeping me on tack here.
She's Stacy. I love you. You're awesome.
But the point is, with the one
you got to answer that question because if you
I was getting into it.
All right, sorry.
I'm not quite familiar with it. What a PK is?
That's a preacher's kid.
A preacher's kid. Yes, Ted. It's basically a giant resume that's folded differently, is what an EPK is. And it can be sent, it could be printed out in a PDF form, or it could actually be digitalized, or it could be attached to your website. Now, the difference is and like I said, folded differently.
I'm still looking at deer in the headlights over PK. I mean, it's a preacher's kid. No, right? I'm sorry, Michael.
Just going with it. Just going with it. Oh, a press kit. Oh, thank you.
It's a preacher's kid.
My mom was a PK, preacher's kid. Son of a preacher man. Let's see, break out in song with that one there.
Sorry, Michael. I couldn't resist.
Basically, in regards to Stacy's comment, a press kit and electronic press kit are both the same. Just one is in print and the other one is electronically. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. When would you use a press kit or an electronic press kit? When you're applying for festivals, parades, or high-profile events, pitching to press and media for coverage, partnering with corporate sponsors or malls, and submitting to talent agencies. So, really, truthfully, when we look at the evolution of what we're trying to discuss here into let me introduce myself, is we all have a business card. The business card then evolves into a one sheet. It provides more information than the business card does. From the one sheet, it then evolves into a press kit or an electronic press kit that is made available to your clientele or prospective clientele.
Right. Why don't we do this, Michael? Let's take a short break. Let's do our dad joke because we got
to get our dad joke,
or not the dad joke. I mean, let's the trivia question.
Oh, you want to do trivia now? All right.
Let's do the trivia. We'll have a break because it's 1:45. We got 15.
Yes, we got to get the trivia going on.
I want to get that now. There are some rules to the trivia.
What's the rules?
Well, let's see here. I wrote it down because we want to make sure we're communicating this. Did I get the right that in the last 60 days, if you've won, you can't win again in 60 days? Did I say
right? It's like 65 days or something like that.
Oh, so, 65. Do I need to update this? 65. Right. And what's is that from Bob McMaster? Bob McMaster says 65.
I believe so, but I think we just call it all 65.
So is that 65? Is that like a Medicard thing? All right, we got to 65 because you got to file.
You are just getting very close to the line today.
Medicare. We're talking about
old TV commercials.
I had to fill out my Medicare card. I just got that thing. I just got it. So 65 is like, okay, that's the number. All right, never mind. 65 days. You can't play again. And we only ship to United States mail addresses. So if you play from Canada and you have a friend or whatever in the United States, and we can send it to a US address, or you have a PO box, on the border kind of thing. I know some people do that. We can then that's good, but we just can't send overseas across the border. Was there anything else that we do on that?
I don't know, but
did I get all of them? Is that good?
I think you did.
All right. Now I loved this is an easy question tonight, so make sure you get comments up right away, Michael. I'll read it, and you got to watch fast because I anticipate AJ being on this like right now.
All right. Well, we'll see.
All right. You got the comments up?
I have the comments up.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2. Should I bring it up now?
Well, I think you should read it first and then bring it up.
All right. The trivia question: what popular toy, a toy, was named after President Theodore Roosevelt? What popular toy was named after President Theodore Roosevelt? Are you watching the comments?
I'm watching the comments.
I figured this would go quick tonight.
We have our winner.
We have it?
We have it. Kane
All right.
Smith.
Now, before we do this, you've got to share I'll do the answer. Then you've got to share what you shared with me before we got on tonight.
Okay.
And the answer is, what popular toy was named after President Theodore Roosevelt? A teddy bear.
That's right.
And who's our winner?
That would be Kane Smith. He came in at 8:46, and everybody else is coming in after. AJ was just a minute off, and I'm sorry, Ken. Kane beat you because he was the first one that popped up on the screen right there. But yes, see, everybody knew this one. Sue Radloff said Ted. I think she meant teddy bear, but she just said Ted. So I was talking about the bear or Ted Flynn, because he could be a big teddy bear too.
All right, so go ahead, share about the teddy bear with me with President Theodore Roosevelt.
One of the things I read is when at one point President Roosevelt was hunting and he came across a bear, and instead of actually shooting the bear, he let the bear go. Well, when the story was actually released, a toy manufacturer created the teddy bear and named it after the president because of him letting the bear go.
Oh.
So, it's quite similar too. Since we're talking about like toys and stuff, let's talk about the Flintstones. Did you know, Fred and Wilma had Pebbles?
Yes.
Well, did you know Pebbles was supposed to be a boy?
No.
What happened is when they were about to actually release the gender of the baby,
yeah,
a toy company called Hanna-Barbera and asked what the sex of the baby was going to be. And they said the gender of the baby was going to be a boy. They said, that's too bad. We had a beautiful doll with a bone through her hair and red hair. They go, oh my God, that's perfect. We'll just call her Pebbles. And because somebody actually called and said, hey, we already have something inside, they changed the whole premise of everything. So
Just like a one sheet.
yep, just like a one sheet. So you can
All right,
see.
so don't forget to mail us your name
Yes.
and phone number, or not,
And
phone number,
t-shirt size.
name and t-shirt size. We're not sure
Name,
what.
address, and t-shirt size.
Yep, and then we'll get that forwarded to this person right here.
This
Thank
person
you.
right here.
Since its founding in 2004, Santa's Closet has been committed to providing unique, high-quality accessories for Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the entire Claus community. Our mission is to deliver exceptional customer service and outstanding value, offering competitive pricing and a wide selection of products designed to enrich the Claus experience.
So thanks, Wade, Clausnet, and Charlotte for
Now-
sponsoring, not sponsoring.
Oh yeah,
helping.
and speaking of Wade and Charlotte and Clausnet, you can see Michael and I are both wearing Boston Scallies again today, and this one I'm having on Wade and Scarlett actually carry. So if you're interested in Boston Scally hats, contact Wade and Scarlett at Closet.
Yeah, they're becoming a distributor, or what do you call that?
A distributor,
Yeah.
a wholesaler distributor.
Wholesaler, distributor. They can sell them.
Right. So this is something too that if you're interested. Now they don't carry any of the Christmas hats at this time, but they are trying to work on something. Santa Ted Flynn said, "My name is Teddy. Don't I win something?" Yes.
Yes,
Ted.
you get to come up with me to Rico's and buy me lunch.
And you win my undying gratitude for just being you.
The satisfaction of a job well done.
And you know what? This is a great segue. See, another big word I'm learning. Oh, look at me.
Segway.
Segue.
Aren't those things that you ride?
Yeah, those are
The
those
battery
are.
things. I've always wanted to do those, you know.
Well, did you hear what happened to the guy who created that?
What? I'm waiting. Is this a joke or is this a truth?
No, this is truth. This is what I heard. Now, granted,
Okay.
the internet is full of things. After he sold the company, he was
Yeah.
riding one because I guess he was from like England or Scotland, and he rode one and went right over a cliff.
No way.
Way.
That reminds me of, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. I'm going, all right. What did the Indian chief say when his dog fell off the cliff?
How?
No.
What?
Doggone.
Oh,
All right, sorry. I was
This-
probably
this one-
really bad after.
this one is so.
That
going
guy
to
was
be
really
flagged.
smart. I remember. Oh my. Okay.
But the reason I mentioned the segue is Santa Claus Danny posted in the comment section that he signed up for Hire Santa. And what's our show theme for next week, Michael?
Oh, I'm really excited about it. We're Santa Mitch Allen from Hire Santa will
Oh,
be with us next week, and we'll be talking about, since we're talking about one sheet to that working together. We're having Mitch on to tell us a little bit about working for an agent and his expectations, and yeah, so we're continuing the work schedule kind of gig. So Mitch will be on next week. I look forward. He's got so many great stories, and I should tell you the story about yeah, I'll just wait with Barbara and Mitch and the bunny suit. I'll wait till
All right, we'll wait on that one there too. But it's a great opportunity. So if any of you that are currently listening to us, again, please follow us. And let me get this up here really quickly here. You can follow us on YouTube at the Kringle Brothers or on Facebook at the Kringle Brothers. So you always know when we're going live, because when Michael and I travel, there's no telling what kind of videos we do.
right. And then if you have a dad joke, take your phone, record, if you would, horizontally, like this way right here. All right, not vertical, horizontally. record your dad joke, nice and slow and loud and clear, and send it to kringlebrothers2@gmail.com, and we'll work it in as long as it's clean and acceptable. We'll work it into one of our shows.
And just some other comments really quickly is Mike Britt pointed out there is a free app called the Blink. That's B as in boy, L as in Lima, I as in India, N as in November, Q as in Quebec. And it's a free app that lets you create 2 business cards with all the information. Then folks can just scan the QR code on your phone or card, and that will give them access to that information on their electronic device.
That's awesome. So is there anything, Michael, about your PE, your EPK,
My EPK? No, just basically, it was just something, since we were talking about one sheets and getting your name out there. It's just basically what I wanted to also point out too, that if you wanted to actually expand on the one sheet, it is basically a press kit, whether you have it in print or you have it in
digital
form. They both serve different purposes. It's much easier to distribute out the press kit information, your EPK, digitally, because again, it will cost you less for printing purposes.
Right.
And you can design many of the items within Canva itself. Or, as you pointed out when we were talking, even if you created, say, a PowerPoint slide presentation, you can embed videos and you can run this and save that and send that out as well. It's just
I got to work on that component, because I like the idea of being able to take some video clips. I guess I would make sure you're not running the whole show, or you're not running the whole thing. Just you're taking a clip, a small clip. You still want to make it a quick pace, but you want to be able to videograph, some of those things that you're doing, and then edit it and put it together and keep things quick and precise and short. But it just gives you a little bit more, especially in the media age that we're in. The EPK is a good idea too.
Well, also in the words of Santa True from Christmas Performers Workshop, one of the things that we lack as Claus Performance is the ability to actually videotape ourselves. Unless somebody else shares something with us, we have very little opportunity to get video of ourselves performing. And that's very important. Even from a practice perspective, if you want to suit up and actually sit in front of your computer and just videotape yourself doing something, telling a story, working with, Twas the Night Before Christmas or anything along those lines, this would be a good opportunity for you to create video. But always try to get video or photographs of when you're dealing with the crowd, whether it's a tree lighting, a parade, working at a theme park, or doing anything. This way people can see how you interact with the audience. They can actually see elements of your show, and they can actually see what you can bring to an average visit. Right before closing, Mike, I just want to read these 2 more comments. Mike Britt that's Santa Duffy, is more people are asking for these things electronically, especially those that provide newsletters or magazines are seeking to go virtual with them. And so again, it's one of the opportunities that if you can actually do this virtually, it's much easier to submit and get your names out there from different. And finally, one of the last comments that I thought was really interesting is Santa Bruce Templeton, I believe out of Nova Scotia, if I'm not mistaken. He's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame Santa, and he says his visits this year bought another 20,000 doses of polio vaccine for children. He is now up to 600,000 doses.
That's awesome.
This is totally a Santa that's into giving and helping people out, and that's the spirit of what we're trying to do here. So thank you, Bruce.
Light stuff is so cool.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
We should have Bruce on, and he can share with Santa's what he does with the magical flights. That would be awesome.
Well, we can work on that. And Bruce Nord asked me, yes, Bruce, I do have a one sheet as well as a press kit that I actually used when I actually got hired in at Great Wolf Lodge in Sandusky. So.
And before we go, we're down to time goes by so quick. You don't feel like you have to have it done immediately.
No.
I mean, the best way to eat an elephant is just one bite at a time. And it's a living document, so relax with it. get some basic information down and work on it. Don't stress out. Please don't stress out thinking that this is the key. All it is you're just learning to communicate well, with those people that you want to work with. That's all that's for. You know what I mean?
All this knowledge doesn't come overnight. This is something that basically takes time to build. This takes time to evolve into something that is going to be spectacular, because why? Each one of you are spectacular.
Yes,
but with
spell check. I would be horrible without spell check.
I blame gremlins, and it's just kind of funny, but yes, I'm horrible, and my wife will even tell you that. So with that, as we get ready to close here, let's send out a special thanks to the TNL Production Network. Of course,
Yes.
Bob, Scott, Spangle, and Angela. We
Yep.
couldn't do this without you.
And our lovelies,
We can't forget Linda and Stacy.
which are like they're the icing to the cake.
I thought you were so going to go into Wing Beneath Our Wings.
I was going there, but I thought I didn't. It's kind of breezy and snowy. We're getting snow up here a little
Yeah, I
bit.
know it. For
It's not
whatever reason,
sticking, it's not stained, so that's good.
Michigan hasn't figured out that it's spring yet. I just want to
Spring
say
has
there's
sprung, the grass has risen. No,
and then finally, we want to thank you, the viewer, because without you, this would just be Michael and I talking. And though we have a good time, it's so much fun to share this with you as
I love
always.
sharing because we're better together,
Exactly. We are better together. So with that, Michael,
Blessings, everyone, and may your life be filled with encouragement, laughter, and fellowship.
and may you find the magic in every smile, and you always inspire and live with a heart full of Christmas. Remember, we're better.
Together. Blessings, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
I'm trying to get it. Oh, why is it going?
Ah,
I can't believe you said skin the cat.
skin the cat.
Yeah, more ways than one to skin a cat.
What?
But there's still people on. I can't believe there's people still watching too.
I can't believe there's still people quoting Bob McMasters. One day I'll buy 3 reindeer, write 1, 2, and 4 on them, take them to a shopping center, and see how long security spends trying to find number 3. Bob, I think you should just do that with Scott. Just get 4 people named Scott and figure that one out there too.
MR3, MR not.
MR Scott. And then Bob also goes, what do you call a pig with no legs?
Oh,
A groundhog.
Oh, yes. I was thinking, wait a second. That's the beef joke.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Groundhog.
Oh, so
Santa even have a special day for a pig with no legs.
Yeah. Kane Smith says, you won't skin a cat, but you'll eat an elephant.
Oh, one bite at a time. Yeah. All right. Here's the last dad joke. Linda, we were grocery shopping, right? And we're in Myers, which is a big chain, in Michigan here. And she said, well, we need some ham, lunch meat. So I got some. I went to the Myers brand was on sale, and I go, do you want that sugar ham? No, I don't want sugar ham. More calories are in that. I thought, oh shucks, I really like the sugar ham. So I got plain ham, right? Put it in the cart. So we come home, I'm making lunch for us. You want some of that sick ham you wanted? Sick ham? I said, yeah, it says uncured on it. If it's uncured, it's sick.
Oh my gosh.
No, this is what's great. 3 days later, I'm making lunch. You want some of that sick ham? What? Sick ham? What's sick? It's uncured. All right. So I get her twice on the same joke. So I tell that joke to Santa Chris yesterday when we were video and we're talking. He sends me a picture today. He came home with sick ham.
Great. So one day we're gonna have to create a T-shirt that just basically shows a picture of uncured ham that says,
It says
sick ham.
uncured ham. It must be sick. Uncured ham.
Call a doctor. My ham's sick.
So I just thought that was pretty funny. You know,
You got a couple LOLs, and Bob was like too funny, and
well, especially since
Derek-
I got my wife more than once on it. That's what was great
that-
about it.
That's what makes it funny. But Carl White says, "Where's the off button?"
All right, we've got to
All
go.
right. Good night, everyone.
That's
See
our
you
time.
next week when we're
All
with
right,
Mitch.
blessings, everybody. It was so good seeing you all. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.